Hey guys, Steph here from Evolution Building Group and welcome to the next episode in our inspiration series. Today we are visiting McEwan Electrical. Now John's been with us since the beginning and he's a big part of our team and we've come to his factory out here in Dapto and he's going to show us around. Let's go. Hey guys, I'm here with the main man himself, John McEwan. Hello John.
How you going, Steph?
Good, thank you. Thank you for having us today.
I appreciate you coming in.
Can you tell us a little bit about the history of John McEwan Electrical?
Yeah, the history of John McEwan Electrical, been established 28 to 30 years, always locally based in Dapto, family business 100% of the time. Obviously started as a one-man band, maybe one or two apprentices, but after that just grew and taken on some really good work. Yeah.
John, can you talk us through the electrical planning process of an Evolution home once the plan's in place and things like that?
We're pretty lucky with Evolution. We get very detailed electrical plans that the clients already sat down with and made it their own home. So we take that plan, we go to site, we'll spend a day marking the house out without actually doing any electrical work, just to make sure everything works as per plan. Sometimes it's hard to do it straight off a plan, but then after that, once everything's good, then the crew comes in and roughs the house in.
And how many times would you visit a home that's in construction?
During the whole course of the construction, probably 10 to 12.
Yeah,
so it's a few. So it's not just come in and screw a PowerPoint to the wall.
Yeah, that's right.
It's actually a little bit involved, yeah.
Can you talk us through those? What's involved in those?
Yeah, sure. So once we get a work order off Evolution, we'll go to site, we'll do a site check, make sure where the power is in the street. Then after that, just before the concrete slab's poured, we put a conduit in the slab so you don't see any ugly conduits coming up on the outside of the building. Right, then after that, the plumbers come in and do externals, and we're working with the plumbers to avoid any fights with plumbers really, getting in their way and that, but we're working with them and get our conduit in the ground from the street as well as the NBN. And then after that we come in and install the meter box, right, so the builders have got power to use while they're building the house. There's a little bit of a gap then. We get the plan, the electrical plan, then that's when we commence the markup, right, and then the roughing shortly after that. We've got to wait for the gyp rockers after that. We go and do a cutout. So we cut all the downlights, all the PowerPoint switches, make sure they're all good before the painter starts. And then once the painting's done, we'll come in, we'll fit out the house, we'll get all the lights and PowerPoints on. We leave the appliances to last to avoid theft. So once it gets close to handover, we'll go back and install the appliances, do a final check and make sure all our quality is up to standard.
Wow, you're there for the whole journey.
We do a bit there, yeah.
Yeah. So John, working with electricity is pretty dangerous.
Yep.
What are some of the safety features that you guys have implemented for things to run smoothly?
Well, we involve a lot of safe work method statements on how to do the job safely and correctly, and Evolution is involved in that process as well. They review them all and make sure all the jobs are going to get done safely, but we're constantly reviewing them as well, and we're training our staff. It's not a matter of just giving them a piece of paper with those instructions on it. We need to make sure that everyone understands those instructions and does the job safely. And it comes back to a lot of testing as well. Like if we do work and we liven it up, we need to test, because we're not just putting our workers at risk, we're putting other staff from Evolution, any other trades on site, and the final thing is the client. So we need to make sure everything's safe, because at the end of the day, no one wants to get hurt and everyone wants to go home at the end of the day after a hard day's work.
Yeah. John, do you have any tips for people looking at electrical and technology for their new home?
Probably our number one tip when you're designing a home for electrical is usability. So making sure, like, say for light switches for instance, they're in the right location for your journey throughout your house. Like if you come down the hallway, you want to be able to turn the light on at the end of the hallway. When you reach the living area, turn it off at the end of the hallway, so you can, turn your lights on in your living area. Other things like trying to work out your furniture positioning, so you can locate power points, TV points, like bedside tables in a main bedroom. All those things need to be considered during the design stage of the electrical, because once it's roughed in and gyp-rocked, there's very limited room for changing that sort of stuff. And with technology as it is now, you need to also think about your data, your smart home sort of systems, whether you want to go down that path all those things need to be considered at the design stage. Otherwise it'll cost you 3 times as much on the completion of the house.
Technology is always evolving. I'm sure you're across everything that's out there at the moment. Can you tell us some of the trends you're seeing?
Yeah, well, it's constantly evolving, so there's new products coming on the market like every month sort of thing. But at the moment we've got like smart switching with your switches and power points. And when you do a smart home, doesn't mean you have to do the whole house either. Like you can just do like 4 switches in your main living areas that may operate off a timer or something similar that you require. And you can go down the path of even like putting a sensor in your bathrooms just to turn a small LED strip on, so there's just enough light to use the bathroom in the middle of the night instead of waking the missus up, you know, getting in trouble. But even stuff like you can put a door sensor on your front door, so if your kid comes home from school, you know there's a notification that goes to your phone, you know he's arrived home, you know what I mean? So it's a bit of peace of mind as well.
Yeah. John, can you talk us through the choices that are available for lights and power points and all that stuff?
Yeah, sure. Where do we start with choices, Bart? There is that many on the market again. Obviously the basic range is still a good quality range, you know, it's still very architectural. They've changed over the years, not the big chunky power points anymore. But for the people who want to match it in with their decor and that, it's as easy as changing a cover on a power point or a switch, putting a different colour on, metallic finishes. We can wire up backlit switch mechs, so if you're fumbling around at night, you can find the switch pretty easily. As for like positioning of lights and that, to create that ambience and that, we love throwing lights onto artwork and switching them separately and just having that real mood sort of thing so you can just relax at the end of a hard day.
And like a niche in the hallway with a piece of art with the light above.
Beautiful.
So nice.
Very fancy.
Yeah. So you just mentioned the LED sensor for the bathroom. What else would you use a sensor for?
So in that instance, that was for convenience, right? So you're not upsetting anyone and you don't have to turn a light switch on. You can do that in multiple rooms as well. You can do it in like a butler's pantry where you might have dishes, you're walking in and the light can come on by itself. As for security, obviously sensors on the outside of the house to operate lights. So for when you come home or if you've got visitors and you might have stairs, it's a convenience for them as well so they don't trip over. Even a sensor inside the garage, so you know, someone comes home late at night, garage door goes up, I know you've got a little light on the motor, but that's not great light. But if you had a sensor in that operate your 2 fluoros or down lights or whatever lighting you've got in the garage, that's a real convenience, a real safety feature as well. As for other safety stuff, a lot of people go for CCTV cameras now, so you can check your house when you're out and about. That's really convenient, or if you're on holidays, you want to keep an eye on it. Even if you've got your daughter looking after the house, you know, you want to see what she's doing. But, or an intercom at the front door is very handy as well, because if someone comes up and presses the button for the intercom, it'll notify your phone, you can see who it is. If it's a parcel you're expecting or something, and you're willing to let them leave it there, they can leave it at the front door. You know, or if it's someone you don't know, it's on your radar then that someone's sneaking around your house a little bit. And then you can go down the process of putting in a burglar alarm as well. So you can have sensors in, you know, three or 4 rooms. You don't need to go overboard with that. But obviously that protects it as well.
Now, John, we've had a few of our clients install solar systems, of course. What are some of the tips that you would recommend for someone who's thinking about solar?
Well, when you think about solar, it's very important to choose a quality brand. You know, a company that supplies the panels has been around for a fair while. There's a lot of fly-by-nighters, you know, you see them in the news and that. You know, $3,000 for a solar system, they're not going to be here in 12 months' time, so there's no warranty. So they've got to offer you 30 years warranty on their panels. They don't care, they're gone in 12 months. So we've got to make sure that the companies we buy all our gear off is a reputable company and is going to be around for a fair while. So my suggestion to anyone thinking about solar is like put as much solar on your roof as you can, because the rising cost of electricity is crazy, and especially if you think about getting a pool or a spa or even just for your general usage, the solar is just incredible for keeping your bill down.
What would be some of the tips and advice and recommendations that you would give to people on their new home journey?
I think the biggest thing is, even before you come for a consult, is to sit down with plans with your partner and go through how you think you're going to use that at the house. And also, like, think about the furniture you might buy. Just make sure everything is going to work. Like, you don't want to get like a king-size bed and realise that the power points are too close and they end up behind the bed. All those sort of things, it's just after the stress of like going through a build, it's just something else you don't need. So you've got to make sure it's all going to work once you get all your stuff in there, and it's going to work efficiently and the way you want it.
So planning is key.
Planning is key.
John, as one of our key suppliers, what would you say you love about working with Evolution Building Group?
Obviously I like the Evolution team, I like that they're local, I like that they use all local trades. Every trade is from the Illawarra based. Like I said, the supervisors, the planning in the jobs makes our job a lot easier. You know, you're not crossing over trades, you get there, it's at the stage where they say it's going to be at. It just makes the whole process a lot easier.
If people want to find out more about John McEwan Electrical, what should they do?
Jump on Google, type in John McEwan Electrical, a website will come up. You can jump on the socials, Facebook, Instagram, or you can rock up at our door, 23 Emlyn Street. The girls are here, business hours. If you need to ask a personal question or you need any advice on anything, we're here to help.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for having us today.
I appreciate you coming down.
Good to see you.
Thank you very much.
Well, that wraps it up for today, guys. Thank you for watching. A huge thanks to John for sharing some great tips and advice on your electrical plans. We hope it helped you on your journey because it's really good information, and that's what it's all about. If you'd like to find out more about our processes or see more videos, please visit our website at evolutionbuildinggroup.com.au. And that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.